An old war horse in the stable still longs to gallop 1,000 miles. Probably Sun Tzu, The Art of War. I don't know. I can't read.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Who is that
Sounds
from?
right
Is that actually Confucius?
It's from it's a proverb. It doesn't say who from.
It just says proverb. It's just an old proverb.
It's just an old proverb. Let's see. Also, there's like, I'm in an esports facility, so there's like a chance you hear someone in the background. That's okay.
You're in an esports facility. Are you at like collegiate?
Yeah, well, I technically yes, but we don't have a team at the moment. So
Where
kind of
are without dropping too much if you don't want to? Which school?
it is a smaller school in Pennsylvania.
Iconic. In Canada, we have like no good esports schools because we don't get funding. I mean, funding wise, we don't have a ton. We have what? We have like 3 funded ones. We have like the Polytechnic. U of T is kind of a little bit, but not really. Anyways, welcome to Titan Talk, guys. We are here.
Yay.
It is Romeo. It is That Brady Guy. That Brady Guy, pick a number.
6.
6. Oh, damn. Okay.
I'm
going to read an actual quote from this book.
From the
I have not
War.
read this Art of War book yet, and probably never will, but when the position is such that neither side will gain by making the first move, it is called temporizing ground. Nope, that's just called solo queue. Anyways.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like our draft. We just first pick some bullshit and then it works.
And then it works.
No one knows why.
I did the opposite. I first pick something and then it doesn't work.
Yeah, we do that sometimes too.
But of course, you're on Mint Gaming Assassins. You guys are on a good run right now. 2-1.
Yeah,
We're feeling pretty good.
we're feeling decent. Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a minute. Of course.
Yeah, it's for another time. Yeah.
Do you want to go by That Brady Guy or do you want to just go by Brady? What's preferred?
You can just
for
call
you?
me Brady. It's you can just call me Brady. You don't have to the whole name. If people don't know this, I'm Mint Lotus.
We could all
league name for it.
We could also be like Sir Mint Lotus, That Brady Guy, the third Esquire of the House of Mint Gaming Assassins. That's also an option, but you're the jungler, of course. Mint Gaming Assassins. Yep. There's like 5 Mint teams right now across Titan.
Titan alone, yeah. I don't know how many they have across all the orgs. There's probably at least like 10.
And is the goal right now to play collegiate? Is that like what we're hoping for?
No, this is kind of like the opposite. I'm playing this because I'm probably never going to play collegiate again. Like my last season was probably my very last season.
Why is that? Is it about to graduate or?
About to graduate, and so we had a full team. We've been playing for like three and a half years, but obviously the people that stuck it early on, they graduated. Some of them like took gap semesters, so I won't be able to play with them. It's kind of just a mix of things. Just not enough people on a roster. And league's kind of hard to find collegiate wise. Like it's hard to find people, especially younger people coming up, freshmen. So it's not looking very good for us, but
yeah, that's pretty fair. But hopefully that team survives. But now you're on Mint Gaming Assassin. Have you played with Mint for more than one split? Is this your first split with Mint?
This is my first split doing anything outside of collegiate. Like in-houses, I've done in-houses before, but this is my first like technically a league outside of collegiate.
And how's it feeling? How are we liking doing outside of collegiate? It's probably a little less consistent.
A little less consistent. It's a little less serious. It's still serious, but it's a little less structured. Like my collegiate coach, he used to be like LCS position coaches. He coached like Zazel back in the day.
Damn.
Back when he was on TSM, like he did that kind of thing. So he was very like structured. And it was very like if you don't go to practice in time, you'll get bent. Like it wasn't like happy-go-lucky because we were like a decent competing team every semester, so we had kind of a reputation to uphold. But
yeah,
I have a lot more flexibility, I would say, playing this. I think that kind of brings its own kind of joy to be able to play in this kind of league.
So have you always been a jungler, or like when you started playing, what was the route of Brady?
So I started playing probably back in 2016. I was 12 years old.
What was your first starting stream?
What?
First starting screen because you said you started playing about 2016. What would have been your loading screen?
I want to say that like Kaisa just got released or something. A champ like Kaisa or I don't know Pike. I don't know if it was Pike era. Yeah, it was like Kaisa or something like that. I can't say for sure. I'd have to like look it up. Like what champs came out. I can look it up real quick. I'll see what champs came out. In League. So Acel, Ivern. It was Jin. Jin first came out. It was like the Jin cover. I think it was the first one. That's like the most familiar sounding champ that would have came out during that time.
Jin, the theater kid. I love me a Jin.
He's cool, yeah.
So who do you main?
I can't play that.
Who's like been your main throughout the times?
Been my main throughout the time. So I started playing League. I was a Mumu player. I just stuck with that for a while. And then as like a bronze silver player when I was like 13 years old, I got like very obsessed with people telling me not to play Nidalee because the champ is too hard. And then I did the absolute opposite and just grinded Nidalee for like a year and a half until I got serviceable at it. And then I've kind of just been playing it off and on since then. Like it's still probably one of my most played champs and my best champion if I am able to like get a draft around it, but it's definitely not one of those champions you can just pick in a draft and expect it to do well.
Yeah, I think Nidalee's a very fun champion. I mean, I'm dog shit at it, if we're being completely honest. I feel like most people are. It's how I feel about Kindred. I think how you feel about Nidalee, where it's like everyone told me not to play it, but I'm just like, I really like that champion, so I want to play it in spite.
The problem with that champ too is it's so reliant on having setup. Realistic, like it's good in solo queue because the champ can just play off of itself. It's one of the few champs that still benefits from invading.
Yeah,
just being able to 1v1 anyone you want.
And you get an extra objective. But like for me, I just really like Kindred's lore. Do you got a favorite champion based on lore?
Trying to think. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's my favorite lore, but I like just the idea of Kled, just an asshole that hates everyone. And just
also kind of Teemo
everywhere. It's kind of funny.
No, that is that. Like I actually vibe with that. Right. We haven't had a Kled yet. So you started in 2016. That's what season. Oh, what season? It was 2016. 7 or 7. Wait, game came out what? 2011.
It was season. I think it was season 6.
6. That would make sense. It was 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah.
So you started in season 6. You've been playing for a long time. You're currently sitting around. I think Olympus is diamond average. Yeah.
Yeah, D4 average or D4 cap.
So what's the climb look like? Have you always been a diamond player? Have you been higher than diamond? Is diamond like just what you sit around now? What's the climb look like?
So I didn't start climbing. I was pretty much stuck in silver. I was like a little raging, teenager, like 13 till 16. And I played the game a lot, but I was never really playing to improve. I was kind of just like brute forcing my games. It wasn't actually until I got to college that I started to improve because I was kind of forced into that structure of learning and playing the game like mindfully. So my first semester should be back in 23 in the spring. We got the gold for the first time, and then from gold to plat 1 the next, like during the summer, which back then was before right before Emerald got released. So I was like on the cusp of hitting diamond, but I actually never hit it because I went the next split. They added Emerald. I hit Emerald 1 like 16 LP, and then that's kind of where I peaked out at. I never really hit diamond, which kind of blows. But
yeah, I feel that. You were what?
I was always one of those players that would like do in-houses and cope off of that. Like, oh, I beat a Masters player. I don't really care about my rank. And I still kind of am that way. Like, I definitely think that playing in-houses, like I would play splits where it was like I had no ranked games, but I would just play in-houses every week against like much better players, and I think that helped. But
feeling the hard to hit diamond energy. I remember when it was. I played a little bit when it was before Emerald was a thing. I've mostly been playing since Emerald, but I remember I hit plat to diamond promos when that was a thing, and it was the like 5 series one to go up. and I was 2-2. I had a Senna on my team, and they typed in chat, "You're 1 win off Diamond. You're not hitting it this season," and proceeded to sit between the T2 and T3 tower top lane and not play the game.
Let me guess, you didn't hit Diamond that season.
I've never hit Diamond ever.
That's rough.
I've been E198 LP.
You would have gotten that. You would have got that back. It was this season probably.
Yep. But I'm dog now, so it's fine. You'd gap me in the in-houses any day, so I feel you. What's your pool look like, if you don't mind revealing it for us? What's your pool?
That's kind of like the only thing I've got going for me in Titan. That's the only thing that's like my namesake right now is my stupid champ pool. I pride myself on the fact that I can probably play just about anything, and I've done that so far. So let's just go through some of these picks. I don't know if I can pull up the my little scrim history. I won't leak too much, obviously, but I definitely want to look through the.
Yeah, you don't need to give me anything you don't want to. But like, I'm always curious, especially like junglers, because I feel like there's a very like specific meta for champ pools a lot of the time.
So for like my first real scrim and like tryout for the team, I played Jace. Jace is probably one of my better champions in terms of just like, in general, the champion's good. It doesn't really need too much for it to do well. It's kind of like one of those it's a good poke champ. It plays itself. Obviously, it takes a little bit of skill, but I'm currently banned from playing Lee Sin. For some reason, every time we play it, it's just, like, I'm not a bad Lee Sin player, but I kind of just like lose my ability to think when I play the champ. For some reason, I'll just like do dumb things, and for that reason, we just don't risk picking it ever.
That's real.
But
that's kind of funny.
I can play the meta picks because that was kind of like my whole collegiate career was just playing Wukong, Vi, Jarvan. Who else is meta?
Your standard fighters.
Just like the standard like Xin Zhao, those types of bruiser picks that have kind of been the meta right now. It always really have been. But I've started to branch out a bit more. So like my third scrim in, or my fourth scrim in, this was against one of the Dorado teams. I picked Vayne Jungle, which I was playing a lot, and that's been kind of like my pick.
I've seen this pick going around. I've seen multiple Vayne Jungles right now.
But yeah, the first scrim I played was like my first 3 scrims, I would say, were like my safety scrims where I was just playing to make the team, and I was playing the champs. Like I took out the Nidalee, that went well. I played like a Cassante game, or not Cassante game, a Aatrox game. Like some different champions just to like show my pool a little bit. But then once we played, I think it was Dorado Gaming Omega, which I don't even know what, There's probably some like familiar names, but I'm still getting to learn people's names. But I dropped like 19 kills in game 1 of that scrim, and then we didn't get to play the second one because my top laner got like called by his mom or something, and we had to end the scrim off of that.
That's actually wild.
So yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I think we played back-to-back Dorado games. We played a game against Iota, which I know are in Conqueror, and that went really well. I played Vayne again that series and did pretty well on that.
So what do you think makes the Vayne pick good? Because like that's obviously an off-meta jungler. I've been seeing it come out, but like I have been looking through your matches. Right, you have that in 2 game days, I believe. Both wins as well.
Well, no, they were both losses. Unfortunately,
were they both losses? One of them you popped off.
Last week I did. It was last week's, and I think it was just too. It was too hard to. Too much, I guess.
What do you think makes Vayne a good jungler, like worth picking?
She has a really good clear, so you can pretty much, if anyone tries to invade you, they're gonna be off timed. I think people don't realize the timings that she has. In terms of her clear, like her clear speed is pretty quick, so people will try to invade you, and you'll be already done with their camps, and they skip their Krugs. So I think people over or underestimate that part of it and kind of play themselves. If they do know that her clear is like that, they should know that it's really not worth invading unless you're going to drop everything for bot lane, because she's a very hard champ to 1v1. Like in a 2v2 lane, she's really bad because she just gets poked out. But like she plays a lot like she does in top lane, where she's the bully if she's able to have that like one-on-one isolated fight, especially with like condemn. But she just scales really well as well, and she plays kind of like an assassin once you're on 2 items. It's obviously not as good though because they nerfed Hexblade, so it's stat wise that champ or that item's like not as huge of a spike on 2 items, but you're still able to run down pretty much anyone.
Interesting.
And it can open up a lot of opportunities in draft. Like I like the draft help, like I'll call out like a double ADC comp, and we can play like ADC mid, we can play ADC bot, we can play mage bot. It's flexible, and we can just melt objectives on command if we have a timer for it. And that's not something you can really do with other comps because bruisers aren't dealing much objective damage. But if you have a Vayne jungle and like some other sort of ADC like a Varus or maybe even like a Lucian, something to play around that, you take objectives much quicker than teams can really either think you can take them or can react to. So I think it opens up opportunities where you have timers that no other, champ picks can really play around.
So, I mean, Vayne jungle's coming up. I've heard a lot of Zeri jungle being Vayne jungle. What better? Have you tried Zeri jungle? Do you have an opinion on that, like, debate of Vayne jungle versus Zeri jungle?
Problem I have with Zeri jungle is that, unlike Vayne, I feel like it's clear. One, it's clear is not as good, in my opinion. But also, if you get invaded, it's a lot harder to play around. Like, I feel like Zeri jungle can get invaded one time by any of the meta bruisers and kind of just get, rolled. Zeri's also really reliant on ultimate. So is Vayne to an extent, but if you have an extended fight where you can, play off of a hook or something and just run people down, I feel like Vayne does that a lot better. Zeri does it pretty well too, but I think just having the fact that Zeri's also not a great tank shredder unless you're like super fed, and most teams are going to be doing that, like, bruiser, tank, top kind of builds. I feel like it loses its value. It's very good in solo queue. I would say Zeri jungle is probably better than Vayne in solo queue just because you have those, not so great team comps of, like Echo mid, you have like Aurelia jungle, and their top laners playing probably some cringe ranged pick, and their bot lane squishy. And in those cases, Zeri kind of just runs people down if your comp's good. But I don't think it's anything I'd ever pick in our comp games or even scrims. I just think it's one, I'm not as comfortable on it, and two, I just don't like how the champ plays. I don't like how it feels to play. That's kind of just like a bias.
That totally makes sense. Before we move into a little bit more of Mint Gaming Assassin Talks, we'll talk about your season in a second. Do you have a favorite esports team?
I guess I do. I have a JDG jersey, so every time they're doing something, which they aren't really doing much right now, unfortunately, internationally at least. Like, they're all right team. I think they have an interesting roster, but I'm like a big Kanavi fan, so them losing Kanavi kind of like, I didn't lose my interest, but it's definitely not as interesting.
Do you have a favorite esports player?
Probably Kanavi.
I figured that was coming after that.
He's just a psychopath. I mean, we both play like psychopaths. Like I will just send it for no good reason.
And then for fun, I want to ask your MSI pick'ems. Who do we got getting through play-ins?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think I did them.
Really?
Stuff probably just is T1 in play-ins, right? It's probably just T1.
Do you have someone you think's gonna take MSI and like win?
I don't think it's Gen G. I don't think it's T1. I feel like, what teams are at MSI?
HLE.
I feel like those two teams. HLE could definitely do it, but that's kind of biased, right? They have Kanavi, I'm pretty sure. I feel like it's kind of a biased pick. I think a good underdog team to look for would be like, I guess there really is no good underdog team, is there?
Not really. Realistically, it's if someone gets out of play-ins and it's not T1.
The only team that could like kind of upset other teams, maybe. But I don't really want to see G2 win. Like, it's not someone I would want to see win.
It's
probably just Hanwha. It's probably just Hanwha Life.
That's my lock-in as well. Cool. Do you think Teemo gets locked?
Probably not.
Do you think we get like more than? Maybe. Do you think we get more than 100 different champions?
I don't even think there's been like 100 champions picked in any region this year, like in any like regular seasons. Probably not.
Totally
I think if I
fair.
checked the like Games of Legends, it wouldn't show up in that
Do you have
favor.
someone you think is going to be the most picked champion? If you had to guess?
Probably Ezreal.
Ooh, we don't usually get ADCs. We've been getting a lot of like Xin Zhao's, Jarvins. We haven't gotten Ezreal yet.
I don't know. I feel like the Ezreal champion's just way too contested to not get picked in at least one best of 5 more than once. Like those I think Xin Zhao and J4, they are probably going to be the ones that get picked the most. I don't even think J4. I think a lot of teams are starting to stray away from the J4 more. Even
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I feel like J4 is just not a fake champion, just per se, but I feel like many of the like meta ADCs right now, I guess they are pretty immobile. So maybe J4 is better. I know like the previous like Lucian Milio is really good, so you kind of lose value in that. I feel like Tristana is gonna get picked a bit more.
Yeah.
So I feel like J4, any champs like that kind of lower the value of J4. But I think there's a world where we see a lot more ADCs picked bot. I think Tristana mid's gonna probably show its face some point. Just
Tristana mid would be wild. I hate when the ADCs are coming out of mid.
I think teams are finally putting it together. The AP bots are broken.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of Swain lock-ins makes me want to cry myself to sleep every night, but it's all good. It's all good. We, of course, so yeah, Mint Gaming Assassins, you guys are 2-1, 4-3 series. You've beaten Mighty Morphin Syndicate, you've beaten Conduit Esports Genesis, and then you lost 2-0 in the group stages. Yeah. I think one of the obvious questions coming out of the group stages in Olympus is almost every side of the A side lost in that group. Like the cross.
Like the cross
stage.
Groups?
Yeah. Because the only one that won on the cross was Mighty Morphin Syndicate, and of course, you guys have already beaten them 2-1. Other than that, every single cross group lost. What do you think? Do you think Group B is just generally harder? Do you think that that's just a misnomer? What's our thoughts on that right now?
To be honest, I feel like our group, other than the like the syndicate team, I feel like our group isn't the strongest. Like not even like trying to flame, but it's just I feel like the other side's just kind of stacked. Like they have another mid team, they have another syndicate team, but they also have like I feel like the lazy amongst the teams that we played in cross group aren't like a bad team.
No, Unks are pretty strong.
I think we would have fared a bit better if we had our full roster, especially losing our both of our solo laners kind of put a big hit, and I think I played a lot differently because I feel like I was trying to compensate for the fact that we had 2 subs, and I just overplayed.
It's never easy with subs, I think, as well. Like especially solo laner subs.
I think it's manageable if we had like one of our teammates, because the mid laner was supposed to be there, but he fell asleep and his phone died because he didn't wake up from the alarm. We don't talk about that.
Are you confident that if you guys were to run it back in like a playoff setting, that Mint Gaming Assassins would take it?
I think it would go 2-1 either way. I think it just depends on which team. I wouldn't say it's side related. I think it's just like whatever team kind of trolls one of the games. I feel like every team will play. I think we'll both play strong series, except for like one game, and it just depends on who has that bad game.
Now,
but I don't think it would be I think on the back foot, both of us would probably bring a game back if we won a game 1 or lost a game 1.
Now, you did beat Mighty Morphin Syndicate, and you beat Conduit Esports Genesis. What were the stories of those games, do you think? What gave you guys the advantage to take home those Ws?
Honestly, that week 1, I feel like we were just backed by the confidence of like, okay, if we beat this team, because like no one really, like especially looking at the like the media or the weekly rundowns, the news wires. We were not considered we're considered the 6th team, which is for a team that's like pretty much I guess 4 nobodies. I feel like only our ADC is really well known to an extent. At least that's what the post said. But I feel like going into that, we wanted to prove ourselves. And I think we kind of got backed by that idea. So we played our best game that we could. So that definitely helped. I think we played to our strengths as well. I mean, game 1 was a bit of a troll. We played Vayne, and I think we actually learned from our lessons that game when we played against Elysium. Even though we lost that game one, we played the Vayne again. They tried to do the same thing. They tried to invade our bot side, but we knew, how to play around that. And we ended up, just kind of waving them off and moving on from that moment. And I was able to free scale the rest of that game. And most of that game came down to just throwing it realistically.
Yeah. Is there any upcoming matches at the moment that you think are going to be something you're excited to play, or anything that you think is going to be difficult for your team in the next 4 weeks?
Honestly, I don't really look ahead much to our schedule. I kind of just play who's up in front of us. But I think the Mint versus Mint matchup is definitely the most significant.
The cross group?
Yeah, I think that's definitely probably the game of the season for us.
Because right now
we haven't played them in scrims. We scrimmed the other Mint team, the Triple T.
Yes, but they're in the other.
Not the Mint
Diamond one,
team,
yeah.
No.
Do you think your team's what's the goal of Mint Gaming Assassins? Are you confident with a win? Do you guys think you're where do you expect to make it to?
In playoffs, I think at least semis. If we don't lose in final, if we don't lose in quarters, I think semis are locked. I don't think we're getting anything under semis. There's a world where we lose and we just make it to quarters, and that's obviously not the worst thing for a team that first started.
Yeah.
But I think semis is honestly locked for the teams. How we've been playing scrims, how we've been playing our games. I feel like we've taken down, even though it was just 2 games that we've won so far. I feel like we still put up a good fight with the 2 subs, especially with 2 of our strongest. I would say it's 2 of our strongest pieces in our top laner and mid laner.
Are there any teams that I know we kind of said upcoming, but overall, you said you think Unks are good, you think Mint 2B is good. You guys have beaten Syndicate, but do you think they're good?
I think the top 5. If I were gonna do top 5, it's probably I would say probably Syndicate, Mighty Morphin at 5. I think I would put. I don't know how good. I can't say anything about Mint to B, but I would say Mint to B / us between 4 and 3. Or no, I would say 4 is Elysium Unks. 3 would be between 3 and 2 are interchangeable between the Mint teams, and I think either did Black Rose win?
Black Rose is 2-1 right now. They lost to.
So I'd probably say Mint to B is 1, and then me and our team and Black Rose would be the 2 and the 3.
Yeah, funny enough, Black Rose lost 2-1 to Mint to B. So yeah, that tends to be your schedule looking forward. Is there anything people should know about your team, about Mint Gaming Assassins or Mint as an org? Is there any insight you can give into how that roster works, or how the org works, or why people should root for Mint and Mint Gaming Assassins?
I think we have the most fun drafting to watch. I would say we have the most fun games to watch. Obviously, we don't stream much outside of just our individual players, so we don't have it streamed anywhere. Except for last week, also was on Elysium's stream. But I don't know. We just draft wacky stuff and we win games with it. So I think it's fun. I think it's a fun team to watch, and that's kind of our dynamic. Started with people okay, their top laner is their highest ranked player who plays these pantheons and sets, and okay, he's gonna be a carry player. And then after week 1, it was okay, that's completely opposite of what we thought. Their jungler's just gonna pick whatever he wants and then play Nidalee and Jace, which are 2 champs you don't usually see in these kind of games, because people are just spamming the Viegos and the Zinzaos and the Nocturnes of these games. So I feel like we just play a little bit differently. We play through jungle, carry more so. But I feel like every lane can carry, and that's where we kind of have our strengths at. I can rely on any of the if I'm having a bad day. I played Yone jungle the other week, and I put up a stinker, but I knew I could rely on the rest of my team to 1v9 the game for me.
The wacky creative junglers that you never know are going to come out. I just played against Yone jungle and solo queue, and it was whack. I don't you sound like you got a lot of off meta picks just under your belt, ready to go. Yeah, flex pick and draft on repeat. Hey, I respect it. I love a good flex pick. I love a good draft, but We, of course, every Titan Talk, we like to do a game where we look at your team. We're going to guess the KDA. So get ready to see some wacky KDAs considering your jungle pool. Basically, how this is going to work, I'm going to show you a KDA. You're going to tell me which one of your teammates and what game it's from. Every time you get it wrong, I will show you a different part of the score line. And surely I don't pick anything that would be considered flaming if you get the wrong one, right? Surely I would never do that. But our first KDA today.
4, 6, and 4.
4, 6, and 4.
Is that my ADC? Or no? I think it could be my ADC. Or it could be me.
I need a lock in.
Gwen? Is that me on Gwen?
I'll go. Yeah, that is. That's a pretty good shout right away. That is you on Gwen. This is from the Eli game.
Yeah, that
is not the right game. Ignore that.
Game, but it's fine.
This is MG2. Bam. That one. Beautiful. Yeah. So, what do you think happened this game? What do you think went wrong in it?
To be honest, I think our draft sucked. I don't think Tarek Jhin is very good. I think the Jhin pick doesn't work. I think the Jace, we weren't like 100% sure how comfortable the sub was on Jace, so we did it as a flex pick. And I used to play a lot of Gwen jungle, and I still do to an extent, but it was one of my best junglers. So I wanted to pick that. I knew I could, if I could get a carry on, it would be Gwen. That was kind of the idea of the swap. I originally got to play Jace that game, but decided not to.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of fell off. I think it just fell apart through like the mid game. I think Jace didn't really go anywhere, and then we kind of just got womboed. It's kind of hard to play against all those ults.
This does look like we locked in a bunch of flex picks.
It's way too hard it was just way too hard of a comp to execute with 2 subs.
It looked like we had a bunch of flex picks that just didn't really go anywhere when the draft finalized. Like looking back at it.
Here's the biggest issue with that series. This is no flame because I'm glad we had an E-sub in the first place. My E-sub was 800 LP under their top laner.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's flat 4 subbing in, which is like I respect the second game. Honestly, he played really well for that alone.
That's wild. 800 LP below is rough.
Yeah, and the first game I would attribute to not knowing that for some reason our top laner likes to pick these horrible matchups and be like, oh, this matchup's playable, it's good, and then he'll win the matchup, and then we have the false security that it's a good matchup when in reality it's not. So we picked Darius into Cassante, which apparently is not very good.
Yeah, I think that is a little bit of a weird. So then, why do you continue to do it if like the matchup ends up being bad in the long run?
Well, we didn't even know. We didn't know it was a bad matchup. We thought it was a good matchup because our
your top laner told you.
Convinced us.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. He played well. And then, I mean, the player, the top sub was like a Darius, Zach. They're like the only 2 top laners they could play. So finding an angle for it that we thought looked good, but we didn't actually know the matchups.
Hey,
definitely makes it rougher.
Worth a shot. U.GG next time. This is game 2. I promise not all of these are flame, but we got 3 of them lined up. This is a 0-4-1. Which teammate do you think would ever do that to you? Who would be so cruel to go 0-4-1?
I feel like this is game 2. Or is this game 2 of that same series?
This is not from the Elysium series.
Okay. 0-4-1. I think it's my ADC, but I don't know what series it would be. Oh, it was what champ was he playing? I think it was in our Xin Zhao game. But I can't, or the Xin Zhao and the Vayne jungle against Syndicate, but I forget what champ he was playing in that game.
I will also give that to you because it's like you got the game and the player. They were playing Kai'Sa. It is you guys against Syndicate, Mighty Morphin Syndicate. And yeah, so what? Out of curiosity as well, you guys do end up winning this series. This game looks a little rough compared to your other ones.
Game 1. This was like the fact that we won the series. I think after this game 1 was crazy. Like I thought we were just completely outclassed. It felt horrible after that first game.
This game really looks like you against the world, doesn't it? It is. Your Vayne.
It kind of was, but at the same time, my mid laner was sticking it through. He was doing really good in lane at least. He was landing very well. It was just kind of the world crumbling up around him.
Did you guys lock in the Vayne early and then like try to bait? Them with the
Honestly,
ADC pick?
I couldn't even tell you where the vein was locked in. I probably locked in the vein after I saw the Scion unlock.
I also
that's when I
think
locked it in.
Karma
So
is
it's
just one of the
probably, like,
most broken
pretty
supports. Like, Karma is
Yeah, and
such a good support.
this was I don't remember. It was this might have been pre-Enchanter nerf as well. We
All
probably
right.
did all the Enchanter nerfs.
But I am a man of my word. This last one will be a much better scoreline. This is the 6-0-9 game. Do you know what this is from? And who it is?
This could be my top laner. Maybe.
If it is your top laner, what series do you think it's from?
Oh, well, we've only won games in 2 series, so it can only be 2 series. Was this against Conduit? I feel like it might have been.
This is indeed your top laner against Conduit. It is the set game.
Yeah.
So, we smashed. Was this just a hard smash? Did we do something right this game? Like, what do we think happened here?
Oh, I was just playing some troll build with Wukong where I tried to get my ult up every fight, like twice in one fight. That's kind of how this game was. We kind of just rolled it. I wasn't playing to win really. I was just playing to have fun. I went like Zeke's Axiom Arc, and I was about to build a what's the item? The lethality item that's like $3,000 for whatever reason.
Oh,
Bastion Breaker.
Yes.
I was 4th iteming Bastion Breaker, so I wasn't really playing to win. My team was playing to win. I was just trying to have fun.
That's
just kind of how a lot of these games go, where I'm just trying to have fun with something, and the rest of the team's like, okay.
Does that change when playoffs happen, or is that going to be maintained throughout the playoff run as well?
I think if I'm on an actual champion, it changes. Like, I'm not going to play this build with, an actual like playoff game. But if I find an angle to play one of my off meta picks, and I see an angle for it, I'm not gonna. I mean, we haven't changed it since. It's not like we like started scrimming normal comps. We've kind of just been playing whatever. I've been doing. I don't want to leak too much, but I've just been playing a shit ton of Nico jungle.
Ooh, I've heard of the Nico jungle coming out because I know support Nico right now is pretty strong, but I think that's going to kind of come to our conclusion. You kind of smurfed it on that Guess the KDA. Do you got any final things you want to say while you're on Titan Talk? Any final things you want to say to anyone listening, whether it's about you, about Mint, anything you want to shout out?
I don't know. I'm looking to emergency sub any team. So if you need an e-sub, that is in Olympus. I'm there. I'm not really committed to like actually subbing for a team, but like if you need a last minute e-sub, let me know.
Bro just wants to play. Bro's the in-houser. I
just want to play. Like if you're a 0-4 team and you really need an e-sub, I don't know. Maybe we try something.
Super sub Brady guy. Get him in there. Get him carrying your games. Do you ever stream your games? Because I know you said some of your teammates stream, but
no, I usually don't. I usually don't stream much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I only stream like solo queue, but I don't.
This is Brady coming off of a 12-hour shift. Probably the chillest interview we've done so far. This one was like pretty low key, pretty chill. I rep it.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired anyway, so
that's so valid. We'll take it. We'll take a nice chill vibes. Again, like most people, I assume, listen to this while playing solo queue, so they're just
probably
they're getting their chill vibes in. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you guys on the next one.